Talk about the Olympics.
To some people, it was spectacular. To others, not so much.
But amidst the grandeur, one act has ignited a global firestorm. A tableau
When
so
did the sports
controversial
start?
it
Now, the Olympics have always been an interesting thing to me, as I've come across one of the most interesting philosophical thought experiments while watching it. But we'll get into that later. So the other day, I turned on the opening ceremony, and not expected is, I think, what I'd use to describe it. We went from this to this to this, and even to this Last Supper drag queen thing, which God didn't seem to take too kindly to. That wasn't in Mario and Sonic. Anyway, the Olympics is supposed to be a time where athletes compete to prove they are the best and represent for their country. At least that's what Wikipedia told me. And the opening ceremony is supposed to be just that. Ceremonious. It really feels strange to me, like it shivers down my core type of strange how they're always trying to put an agenda on everything, they being whoever runs the Olympics or Paris. I don't know, never been there. It's probably not cool. You know what else is weird? They're actually trying to make an esports Olympics. And look, this is coming from a guy who religiously plays video games. Well, not religiously, but regularly plays video games. And I still think it's hilarious. Like, it's funny because up till now, the Olympics has been an athletic competition. So everyone there is usually like physically fit, very bulky or thin or whatever the criteria is needed, right? You have all the Olympic gold medalists standing there. Grandeur, applause, confetti, pow. Looking at their medal, the reflection in that medal showing that their life goal has been accomplished. And then, in the back, in the very corner, is all they hear as the League of Legends gold medalist takes the stage. I'm not sure why they would do that, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're always trying to put an agenda on everything. Oh, that's why. Anyways, all sort of jokes and stuff aside, let me get to the actual dilemma. When I was younger, I remember watching the Olympics, sitting there, doing what all kids do, comparing them to my own personal abilities, and of course I was better than all of them, naturally. And I had this thought in my mind, I was like, I wonder what they would do if they won. Like, the win would feel nice in the moment, sure, but I'm sure after it'd be like anticlimactic. Like, you're the best in the world. Where do you go after that? What do you do after that? It's probably not going to be something to worry about. Like, it's not crazy, because then I start thinking to myself, like, what would I do if I accomplished my life goal when I was, like, maybe 25? And then I'd have nothing else to do. Everything would be, like, it just doesn't, it bothered me. It bothered me extremely, because now I'm sitting here, like, why do anything? Why do anything if you're just getting closer to that eventual loss in spirit? Like, that doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? After all these years, I finally think I figured it out. I think the moral of that whole thing is that people don't actually want to be the best at something. People want to have the feeling that they're improving. You see, it's like kind of a getting lost in the sun. Let me actually know that. Ew. I don't know. I just didn't like that at all. It's kind of like people are getting lost in the journey to the destination and they just forget where they're going. Because I'm sure in their heads, they are always like having more work to do, always having more improvement, and then they win and it's just like, what now? And it's not really an only me thing either. Many Olympic gold medalists suffer major depression after they win because they get lost in the mix. They don't know what to do with their life. And maybe that's what's drawing me closer to the whole YouTube thing, not to break the fourth wall for a moment, but it's like, I kind of know there's a small part in the back of my head that I always want to improve, I always want to be better, but I know I'm very, 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 very far from being the best. It's also the kind of job where your ethics get to stay intact, you know what I mean? You don't have to associate yourself with something. Matter of fact, never mind. Either way, when you're working on something, stick to it and try to be the best you can. And if you do become the best, always know that you'll never be better at that thing than me. Get better. Have a good day.